What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the brand new Sugo-Fest exclusive Jewelry Bonney. This artwork, man, it goes crazy. I don't know why they're doing an artwork such as this, but hey, you know, Bandai be doing Bandai things. So we just made the video talking about Lilith. She looks amazing, by the way. I haven't read anything about Bonney, so this is my first initial reaction to reading her abilities. Hoping for some good stuff here, so let's go ahead and jump into it. So for Bonney, she is not cerebral, which I thought she kind of would have been, but she's not. She is int fighter free spirit, and she's a super type. I think that's literally the exact same combo that her first legend was. I think it was a int super type being fighter free spirit. That's kind of funny. Alright, let's see here. She has final tap as well. Okay, so Bonney has final tap and Lilith has final tap. Interesting. Her captain ability is going to boost Psi, Int, and Fighter characters. Oh no, they actually get a little bit of a mistype there. Psi, Int Fighters HP by 1.2, 5.25 attack, boosts their attack by 5.5 if they have Int, Recovery, or Tandem slots, makes Recovery slots matching, boosts the chances of them appearing, obtain Recovery when you hit a perfect. Tapping on this character with a Recovery slot will apply Weakened status. So this is the new mechanic that they also brought in from the 13.4 update. Weakened status. Increases damage taken by 1.5 for all enemies. Damage further increased by 1.25 if enemy has increased damage taken. Oh, okay. So it's basically increased damage taken, but it can be amplified if they have weakened and increased damage taken simultaneously. That's a bit of a weird one, okay. On all enemies and ignores immunity to all status effects for one turn. Okay, so basically, if you tap with her with a recovery slot, then you just get 50% bonus damage against all enemies. That seems pretty good as a captain. That seems very good. Okay. It's a pretty okay captain. No cooldown reduction, so she's definitely not a captain you're going to use that much, but in terms of content where you get like cooldown at the start of the quest and you need to do as much damage as possible, partnering this with like potentially a 5.75 or a 6 times captain if you can, that could be good, because getting free damage this way, because this is a new mechanic you can stack with increased damage taken, if you're able to do that effectively, this has potential to amplify your damage to crazy proportions. So I think that there is potential here. It's not a great captain, but this effect is really, really cool. I like that. So let's have a look at this special. So it is a 13 turn, probably 14 just naturally. The effect itself reduces bind and paralysis by 7, locks crew slots for 1 turn, heals crew by 20k, boosts damage dealt to increase damage taken and weakened enemies by 2.25 for 3 turns. So you get a conditional boost and a self-proccing one when you use her as a captain. That's cool. If the captain, if this character is a captain, friend, helper, applies a minus 50% Psi and Int resistance to all enemies for 2 turns. And if the character is a crewmate, applies weakened status, 1.5. Okay, that does not go through full immunity. Interesting. Okay, so the captain ability effect goes through if you tap with a recovery slot, but using her as a sub does not do that. So if they have full immunity, this will not work, but it's interesting. I kind of dig it though. I get why they do this, because if you use her as a captain, you can get this and then get the resistance, because this effect would be pointless, right? This effect would be pointless as a captain because she does it with this effect. But, you know, you have this way here to get resistance down, which is a lot more damage, conditional boost. Now, there is no way to guarantee a recovery slot on her, so I assume her super type will get her a recovery slot. We'll have a look at that in just a moment. Psi, Int, Fighter characters' recovery slots are matching and sets all slots to recovery at the start of the quest. That seems very good. The support effect, Luffy, Chopper, Jinbei, and Kuma. Once per quest, if you're inflicted with bind and paralysis, reduce bind and paralysis by 1 and boost damage dealt to increase damage take. Holy moly. That's a very, very good support effect. The first thing that comes to mind is like Gear 5 Luffy, because Gear 5 Luffy with his EX Super can inflict increased damage taken, and if you have like a way where you're inflicted with bind or paralysis, like on a final boss stage, you can just get this and get a free conditional boost with Gear 5 Luffy. That was the first thing that came to mind. I assume we're going to get a new Kuma at some point. We're going to get, in this batch, there's a new Jinbei, Luffy, and Chopper apparently, so it all makes sense. This is an incredible support effect. Really, really good. Her final tap, I'm interested to see this. So Changes slot including block into recovery and boosts character's base attack by 2,000. It's pretty bad. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, we don't care about this. This is so garbage, dude. What are they doing? Bro, that's ridiculous. Alright, her super type, you need to have any of the characters in the following. Okay, that's good. I like that they're only restricting it to only having one of the listed characters. They've done it with a couple of super types and super classes recently where you need multiple characters. Glad they're going back to a single one. Basically, any of the Straw Hats and Kuma. And it changes all slots, including block into recovery, so that's really good. Changes the multiplier of recovery to 2.75 for one turn. And applies increased damage taken. 1.75 increased damage taken status for 2 turns. It's interesting that that lasts for 2 turns because you usually want to kill the boss the turn you inflict them with increased damage taken. So I assume that there's going to be some bosses coming up that are going to have revive mechanics, and then having this last for 2 turns makes more sense. But that doesn't go through full immunity either, but the fact that this unit as a captain gets access to that super type partnered up with this captain ability to inflict a weakened status, so you get the 1.5 and then the 1.25 combined together, which gets you 1.5 multiplied by 1.25, so you get a 1.75 increased damage taken, and then you get this multiplied by it as well, so times it by 1.75. So if you can get Bonney's full effect to activate, you get a 3.28 times increased damage taken effect from the weakened and increased damage taken combined. Her special also giving you a conditional boost against this too. Just, you get so much damage. And I assume with weakened and increased damage taken combined together, that this means if you use a damage dealing special, it actually gets multiplied by this as well. So yeah, it can be pretty crazy, you know, doing mechanics such as that. So I think she's pretty good. She's okay, for sure. I'm definitely more excited about Lilith, but this character's also really good because of this new mechanic. Of course, more characters will get this in the future, which will diminish the value of this character over time. But still, this character has a good utility effect. She got this new mechanic. She has resistance down, potentially. And you can use it as a sub too, which is really good. Captain ability is like okay, but the super type is really nice and it kind of helps it. The support effect of Bonney is really good, and I can see this definitely seeing a bit of play. The final tap is just complete garbage though. I really hope that she's a lot better in Rumble than what Lilith was, because Lilith was garbage. So this character, Fighter Free Spirit, she's a recovery style unit. She gives int teammates 3 times healing, and gives herself attack up level 6 and a 3 times counter. That seems okay. I don't see that being an issue as a recovery style unit. She gives your int allies 4 attack, 6 defense, 6 recovery. That's good. Psi enemies special CT down level 3. Seems very good. I don't have any issues with that. When your team uses 7 rumble specials for her grand party ability, her burst skill targets all enemies for a defense down level 5. Psi enemies defense down level 5. And targets all enemies for leader base 4 times damage. Targets 2 teammates with low HP. Wow. That seems pretty good, actually. 4 times damage is no joke. Like, with investments as well, once you get this character maxed out eventually, this could be good. The only problem is you have to use this character on a team. And in Grand Party, like, stall tactics are, I guess, a viable option depending on what you're going up against. Like, I could just see this potentially doing super good damage. Like, especially against a Psi-focused team. Level 10 defense down to all characters, and then all characters hit with 4 times leader base attack. Seems pretty good. Yeah, okay. And then her GP ability gives int buffs, fighter buffs, and then Psi enemies defense and speed down level 4. So if you do use her as a leader, you basically get level 14 defense down with her burst skill. Jeez, dude. That's gonna hit pretty hard. Alright, so Bonney seems a little bit better in Rumble compared to what, you know, what Lilith does. But anyways, I showed this video off previously, but, like, Bonney, in terms of what she does here in normal content, the video's not going to load, is it? But, yeah, basically, the weakened status is a new status icon. You can actually kind of see it here with this conditional boost. The icon is kind of like a sad person, like, kneeling down, so that's cool. It is a new buff, stacks with increased damage taken, and Bonney is a conditional booster for weakened and increased damage taken. So I think Bonney, she seems pretty solid. I think she's solid. She's good. She's hard to rank actually because her captain ability is not great, but this new mechanic is interesting. No cooldown is really going to hurt her. I definitely see her being used more as a sub because she's still got a very good utility focused effect, and she can have a self-proccing almost conditional boosting effect, which is pretty cool. But we'll have to wait and see if this is going to see more play in the future. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about Bonney, the brand new Legend Bonney, down below in the comment section. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you guys did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.